All right, everybody, it is feeding day. And our favorite snake, Petey, is gonna go first. Now, normally he's one snake I trust to hand feed. I don't ever recommend it. They may decide that instead of the mouse, your hand is now the food. He's never bitten me, but we're not here to teach that. So he's a pretty good feeder, nice and easy. I wish this would focus better. Okay. There we go. And he's a great snake. You can literally pick him up the day before he's eating, the day of when he's supposed to eat. You can pick him up afterwards. He doesn't regurgitate his food. He's very social and likable and loved. But he does love his food. Now we feed all of our snakes frozen thawed. We do have one snake who gives us a little bit of a problem when it comes to eating. And so far what it looks like is you have to literally lay the food on top of him for him to decide, okay, I'm gonna eat. Now Petey's gonna work on that. And then I will put his hide back so you can have it back in its place. But I'm gonna close this because this cat's about to get bopped upside the head. Next snake up for feeding is going to be Mr. Toffee Man, aka Mr. Hissy Man. And he, much like Petey's, are on fuzzies. And he may run away from his food. Now, I do not even attempt to hand feed this one. He does strike quite a bit. He may run away. But he absolutely would probably bite me given the chance. And he takes a little bit more convincing. Usually that's the form of putting it in front of your face until you realize, oh look, that's food. Yes, Mr. Hissy Man. And there we go. That food. He's got that. That is his and his alone. And unlike Petey, he is not eating it sideways, so that's probably gonna be gone in about 3 seconds. There you go. You ask me if he's happy that he's been fed? I don't think he's ever happy. But he sure is cute. All right, up next for feeding is Biscoff, Mr. Bisky. He is still on small pinkies, but he gets 2. And I'm gonna have to see if I can grab. It's a really, really tiny one. Whoops, sorry. Yes, Mr. Hissy Man's still over there voicing his objections. Bisky used to be a difficult feeder. He would run from the tongs. Now we've gotten much more brave and bigger. And he is pretty simple to eat too. In fact, there you go, buddy. Now he gets 2 pinkies. They're small pinkies because he is still a small guy. But he'll get 2 of those. I'll come back to him here in a little bit. But while he's working on that, we can go next door and try to feed Parfait. Now Parfait is in shed, so she's been hiding. But I have a feeling she might be under this water bowl because that's where she was yesterday. Now, she's a pretty good feeder too. Yep, there she is. And so I'm gonna try not to spill the water. I think she'll probably take her food. In fact, she's kind of looking around like what you want. But I don't expect her. Oh, we're a little cranky. Here, sweetheart. She skipped 2 feedings. she's not skipping today. Now she is also on fuzzies. She's one of 3, her, Petey, and Mr. Hissy Man over there. They're all a little bit larger sized. She is so dirty right now. That's okay. I'll let her work on that. She is folding that thing in half. Look at her go. She's gonna get it all though. I may have to rethink this. Again, I don't hand feed any of the snakes except for Petey. We don't want them associating our hands with food. So whenever you try to pick them up, they're going to think you're going to feed them, and you will become the meal. She really is going to try to fold that in half. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. We'll see how she does, though. You can kind of see, even though the camera isn't focusing the greatest, that her eyes are blue. She is waiting to shed. And since she skipped 2 meals, it's been over a week, so she should shed at any point, I imagine. A lot of snakes won't eat when they're in shed. She is not like a lot of snakes. You just have to find her. Which, so she's skipping the last 2. She was well hidden. But yeah, we were eager to eat. We got that down. Folded in half and all. And I'll put her water bowl back so she can go back to hiding under it. Do that in a moment. Biscuit is done with his first mouse. So we're gonna feed him another one. Give him the slightly larger one. Because he can handle it for sure. There he goes. He's doing a good job with his meal. So when we got him, he was pretty small. I think he was maybe 8 grams. He's definitely put on weight since then. He's still my smallest of the Hognoses, though. But that's okay. He's very loved. He's developed quite a personality. It'll come around overhead. Like I said, now we can feed him from the tongs. He doesn't run away. And he's more accepting of being held. There you go. I'll have that eaten and gone here in just a moment. Yeah, since our snakes are still growing, we're feeding them about every 5 days. He was getting fed more often to try to put some weight on him. But now I'm happier with where he's at. Every 5 days is going to work just fine for him. So that's it for the snakes that are out in enclosures. Now we're going to do the snakes that are in the racks. And we have 2 who we just moved into the racks, 2 Hognose. Mostly because I wasn't happy with how warm they were not getting. So this is a little bit better enclosure for them, I'm hoping. A little bit extra moist here. Now this first snake, she's got a bit of an attitude. But she hasn't been eating, and I'm hoping that maybe with this new enclosure she will. This is Tira. This is awfully hard to do from here. Come on. Yeah, she is. She strikes. Oh, she missed. Never mind. We are more than happy to take our food by the side. Okay, well, the water needed to be refilled anyways. I got to clean it out. So this will be a good place. I had actually put a second bowl in there to put her food in case she decided we're not going to eat. But looks like Tiramisu will eat today. It's been, her eating's been questionable. I think we were giving her, this is her, maybe her second fuzzy. It's supposed to be a large pinky, but we were giving her large pinkies and she'd eat maybe one. We're backing into our log. How funny are we? She'd eat one pinky and tend to leave one pinky around. So I'm just gonna close this up. We'll see how she does here in a little while. Now the other one, who's gonna get it's kind of a small fuzzy. It's gonna be a Claire. And she's our pretty girl. She is also in shed, so I'm not really expecting her to eat. I'm not even sure if she is in her log, if she is in... I hear a little bit of a hiss. She's in her soil. Oh, there she is. Hi, honey. We're a little cranky, and I don't know if we're cranky because we're now warmer. We feel better. Or if it's because we're in shed. But we are interested in eating. There she goes. I'm going to give her that. And sorry about this. Kind of hard to feed them and watch this focus or fail to focus. It looks pretty good. Watch her. Is she gonna take it back and run? But she is, like I said, also in shed. Her eyes are, yeah, they're blue. And she's been maybe a week in. So those are probably clear over, and then we should have her shed in another week or so. It is a big meal for her. She should be able to handle it. I do want to watch her though and make sure she gets it down okay. Thankfully, she's taking it by the head and not the tail, so I can grab the tail if need be to pull it back out. And maybe struggling a little bit with this. Now, she's another one I would feel comfortable hand feeding. And again, not recommended. But with her in shed, she's been a lot more cranky and irritable, and I feel like she'd probably have a harder time seeing and may end up biting inadvertently. But again, she's also got that little attitude right now. So we aren't feeling like being messed with too much. I think she's gonna take that back into the log with her. She is having a hard time getting around that snoot. All right. I'm going to let her keep working on that, and we will check back in on her. So up next are going to be the milk snakes. There are 3 of them right now. Now, question of where are they? It doesn't look like Maz is in his log. So this may be one that we just leave in here. I'm going to check below his water dish. He is kind of down there. He will run, however, from the food, so I'm not going to really... Oh, we ran right into it. All right, you guys weren't even seeing that. But he is under his water dish. I'm gonna move his food, let him come out and get it. I'm gonna put it on top of this leaf. He's usually pretty good about eating. And we'll go, hi Moz. Bye little dude. He's gone all the way up there. He'll come back. We will leave him to his food. He does not eat from the tongs. He is a drop feeder currently. But as he gets more confident, I'm hoping he will eat. Now the girls, these girls eat well. We just have to find them. I don't see her in there. Let's put this down for a moment. I need to put a leaf in here. I forgot to do that. Okay, she is not under there. And she is not under her other hide. So we will leave this on the rock. Actually, we'll leave this. I guess we'll leave it on the rock. She'll come find it. That is Molly. No, that would be Molly. Last one is a little smaller mouse. Is Camby. And of the 3 milk snakes that we currently have, she's the most social and most handleable. But milk snakes, especially Pueblan milk snakes, they're kind of flighty while they're small. I don't see her there, so let me put this down here. And there's no room to get under there. So this might be a case of we're going to leave this here for them as well. Because we look like we are all underneath our soil. And I'm not one for really digging them up unnecessarily. I let them be. If they're missing for quite a while. And I didn't think they were shedding, I might look for them. But she actually just shed today. So that's not where she's at. Molly hides quite a bit. I changed out her wood because it looked kind of rotty. I don't have any springtails in there to clean it up. And then Moz is typically always hiding. So the ball pythons, they were fed yesterday. They get fed. Our 2 ones in the rack get fed weekly. There's our pretty girl. It's Tahiti. She is, I just found this out today, she's a honeybee. So she's a hypo spider ball python. And below her is our bigger dude. He's not actually ours. We are housing him until his owners get a place where they can have snakes. This is Apollo. And he's a yellow belly, maybe a specter. But he is the most difficult snake to feed that we have right now. He hadn't eaten for weeks, and you know, ball pythons can get like that. Drop fed, he'd eat 1 here, maybe 1 there. Still wasn't a good eater. The last 2 feedings, I just sat the mouse right on top of him. He took it. He took it. Probably not very willingly. It was probably in his way, so he had to eat it. He's a good boy. But those 2 were fed yesterday. And then our bumblebee spider. We have a little thing for spiders. Our bumblebee spider, she's here. Oh my goodness, it's so dark. That's her right there. Da, 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 da. She's here. She's happy. She's fat. She loves to eat. Sorry, sweetheart. We don't have any problems with her. Actually, both the girls, like I said, the ball pythons, they don't have problems eating. Just the boy. And I don't know if that's a common thing you guys normally find. Your male ball python's not eating as well as your females. Got a feeling they gotta bulk up and have babies, so gonna have to eat to do that. Yes, I still have Christmas stuff up. But great eater. Her wobble, which is now known as issue with spiders, her wobble on this one, very minimal. She just has a little sway when she sees food. She gets excited, and you can't even see her. Gets excited and misses her food, but never misses a meal. Very happy. Tahiti, on the other hand, she does have more of a wobble. If she flips herself over, she's not able to right herself very easily. You have to kind of help her figure out which way's up. She's a sweetheart. She does eat. She's eaten every meal for us. But her wobble we're going to watch. And as they get older, it can get worse. And I have a special place for spiders in my heart. But we may have to make the decision whether or not her quality of life is good enough, well enough to keep her living with that existence. We'll get to that road when we get there. That's Mr. Hissy Man. We'll get one more hiss before we go. On tough. I know you just ate. Oh, look at that. That's a cobra right there. That's a cobra. So angry. That's such a pretty boy. We love him. All right. Well, that was feeding time, mostly at the zoo. All of the hognose. Yes, Mr. Hissy Man. And the milk snakes got fed. The ball pythons will be fed again this weekend. Well, except for our lovely big girl over here who loves to eat, and she's a bit chunky, so she gets fed every other weekend. Chunky. That's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.